Howdy, comrades! Welcome to a special edition of the new and improved Dying Scene Radio. I'm one of your charming hosts, Anarcho-Punk. With me, as always, in a quest to cover all things punk rock, is my buddy Bob. Say howdy, Bob.
Hello.
Bob. Simple task, Bob. I say howdy, you say howdy.
We're not cowboys.
And we're going to get it one of these days. Look, our opening song for this episode was from Mr. Jim Lindberg's side band Wraths. That was I'm a Target from their debut LP named Wraths.
Nice.
I love it when they do that. Makes it easy to remember. That one was released last year from our friends over at Bird Attack Records. So, as I mentioned, today we have a special episode for you, because we got our lazy asses out of the city and we drove out to the Inland Empire to San Bernardino for It's Not Dead Fest last weekend.
Oh, yes.
Where we saw the Pennywise frontman perform that very song.
Nice.
What'd you think about it, man?
Their performance was great. I really enjoyed going out and seeing them. I didn't know what to expect. I hadn't checked out their band before, but I thoroughly enjoyed myself. They were up there on the main stage, the rotating stage. And I thought they didn't take themselves too seriously. They really put on a good show. At one point in time, they said they didn't have any more songs to play. They had 10 minutes left, so they said they were going to cover Bro Hymn for 10 minutes. Which was hilarious to just hear him make fun of himself. And then they actually went into a cover, though, of Nirvana's Breed, which was completely unexpected. But it was awesome to see the pit go into that because, I don't know. It was Nirvana. It was awesome to see.
I don't think anybody needed to have a reason to start a pit there. It was a pretty lively crowd.
Yeah, it was awesome. And it was like first thing right when we got there. Everybody woke everybody up, got everybody going at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, they were one of the very first bands. If you guys aren't familiar with the Single Day Festival, like I said earlier, it's held in San Bernardino. And it's put on by Kevin Lyman and the same group that does Warped Tour. Mm-hmm. It's only in its second year. This was the second It's Not Dead Festival.
The second year it was 105 degrees.
I saw somewhere, somebody said it, 108. I don't know, the number seems to be growing, but I believe the forecasted number was 105, and it definitely got
Felt
there.
like it was like 112.
Miserable. Yeah, let's move this one to the beach next year, Kevin. So what else did we do that day? So the lineup was pretty impressive this year. We had, it was lots of ska, lots of hardcore, lots of street punk from UK. Who else played?
Yeah, we had, in alphabetical order, The Addicts, Bucko 9, Buzzcocks, The Casualties, Channel 3, Down by Law, Flatliners, Guttermouth, Grimm, that's completely out of alphabetical order now. Kevin Seconds from 7 Seconds played. The Interrupters played. Left Alone, Mad Caddies. I mean, I'm just going to sit here going on and on.
Yeah. Pretty good lineup, and for only being in its second year,
right?
It seems to be really gaining in popularity. There was a huge crowd there. I think you and I estimated it around 400,000 or 500,000.
Not at all. No, absolutely not.
It seemed like 400,000 or 500,000 people.
It definitely did.
No, I think I did end up reading somewhere a couple days later that it was 15,000, maybe somewhere around there, which seems a little bit more reasonable.
Yeah. Still, that place was packed, man, and it kept going. I mean, I thought it was pretty packed as soon as it opened. I was surprised how many people were there. And,
Yeah.
I mean, by the end of it, Dropkick Murphys were playing and Rancid was playing. It was just absolutely packed.
It was elbow to elbow.
Yeah.
Trying to get out back through the crowd from the photo pit was tough.
Yeah.
And by the way, we've got photos up at Instagram, on our Instagram page. I was running around in the heat. Check those out.
Yeah.
Dying Scene on Instagram. Put your peepers on them. What was your favorite act of the day, Bob?
Oh gosh. I mean, I feel like that's a hard choice. I always love seeing Rancid. I think that's my third time seeing Rancid,
yeah.
so that was fun. They played a lot of songs off of Out Come the Wolves, which is a very classic album. But I don't know, there were a lot of other bands that I hadn't seen before that I got to see for the first time. So Mad Caddies is a band that I've listened to for 15 years, and Villains has got to be one of my favorite albums from them. And it was really fun to see them.
Yeah, it was.
It was super enjoyable to go out there
I
and see
loved their
them.
performance. Their trombone player, I fell in love with him,
Yeah.
man. He's got energy.
Right?
Yeah, I loved them. They're a really good performance, though. You're right. And I'd never seen them live either.
Yeah.
Never really been huge into them. Of course, I've heard them a lot, but that was one that I was really surprised. The performance really hooked me.
Yeah, I wish their crowd was a little bit bigger, though. I think the Interrupters played right before them, which is another ska band, and then all of a sudden Mad Caddies went on and everybody left.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I don't know who was playing at the time. I mean, you have big bands competing for crowds
Yeah.
at that point in time.
4 stages going all at once.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to split your time.
I think it might have been Reagan Youth ended up going
Yeah,
on, so
probably.
that kind of explains it.
It was pretty good lineup all around. I don't think I missed. I think I caught about 25 of the 39 bands.
Lucky
so,
you got more than I did.
Yeah, it was tough. I really enjoyed the performance from a Wilhelm Scream, but who doesn't?
Nice.
You know,
Yeah.
those guys just come with the energy, man. You cannot stop Nino. I also liked Me First and the Gimme Gimme. Again, who doesn't? They always draw a big crowd. Really good time. Everybody's singing
I'm surprised how
along.
many people are so into their songs,
Dude,
man.
I
mean,
love 'em.
Their cover songs.
I love 'em.
It's hilarious, but they had a pretty big crowd. The crowd in general was great there. The atmosphere was very much that of like what Warped Tour would have been like had I been there in the 90s. I did a lot of the early 2000 Warped Tours, but yeah, I mean, definitely a punk rock crowd. Definitely a lot
For
of
sure.
good energy. And I didn't see one fight.
I saw one.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's up on YouTube. So check
Yeah.
that out. Yeah, I think I saw a video later, like
I mean,
a hashtag
everybody was
on
pretty
Instagram or
friendly,
something.
though, in general.
Yeah,
was
it
very
was.
good vibes all around.
Good crowd.
Yeah.
And we actually had some friends there. Our buddy Micah from Agro Mucho here. He was playing with the Grim.
That's right.
Put on a kick-ass performance. I think they were on the 4th stage too, but they drew a pretty big crowd.
Yeah.
There's a nice little group of people there to watch their performance. So that was pretty cool. I also like, a lot of the smaller bands is kind of the cabinet I fit in. I like Toxic Energy, who's a really new band. I don't even think they have much out at this point, but they put on a great show too.
Very cool.
What other stuff did you see? And we kind of split up and we're
Yeah, we split
all
up
over
for,
the place. Did you see anything interesting? I know, we saw that one girl.
Yeah.
She was I think she had imbibed a little too much alcohol.
Dude, she was passed out on the lawn for a few hours, and then the ambulance guys, the EMTs, came over and poked her with a stick for a few minutes before she got up. I wanted to go over there and interview her afterwards. I feel like that would have been a great
That
interview.
would have been really good.
Yeah.
That would have been a good picture for Passed Out Punks on Instagram.
Right.
I love their page. So look, let's get on with the show. We've talked enough. Let's play some fucking music,
Let's do it.
man. One of the performances I dug the most at the show, actually, it was when I was chilling out in the shade, taking a breather, was Left Alone. We could hear them playing. And they're actually from the Inland Empire, so they were
Awesome.
right there, right at home in
Yeah.
the heat. I was hating myself and hating the day, so what better song to play? This one's Left Alone, Hate the Day, from the EP of the same name.
Hate the day we met, love the day you left. Oh, I don't miss you. Hate the day we met, love the day you left. Oh, I don't miss you. Sun's coming up and I feel alright. Woke up in my truck, the party like shine. And I'm the one who can't get anything right. Tailing my bills, keep me up
Next up, Unit F with Direct Action Now from their last album, Comes the Day.
Yes, I've heard the mystery of darkness and the light. My step is steady, though nothing is alright. And though I don't understand all that I know, one thing that still bothers me comes open low. Today, when all gets washed away, comes the day when all gets burned away. Will you get to start again? Do you know for what you stand? Now comes the day, comes the day. And if you don't believe me, let's have a look around. Everywhere we turn, the ignorance astounds. Technology and science, domination of mind. It's a failure of your species, it's the blindness of the blind. Today, when all gets washed away, comes the day when all gets burned away. Will you get to start again? Do you know for what you stand? Now comes the day, comes the day. Comes the day when all gets washed away. Comes the day when all gets burned away. Will you get to start again? Do you know for what you stand? Now comes the day, comes the day,
What's up? This is Bob with Dying Scene. We are here at It's Not Dead Festival 2017 with the Flatliners. How's it going, guys?
Check. My mic. Good, man. Yeah. I'm Chris.
Hi, I'm Scott.
Chris, what do you do in the
We're having
band?
a good time. I sing and play guitar.
Sing and play
Yeah.
guitar?
Yeah.
Scott?
Scott plays guitar and sometimes sings.
Sometimes sings.
Sometimes refers to himself in the third person.
Scott drinks too much and screws up on stage too.
Did Scott do
band.
that today?
Did that fucking happen today, dude? What the fuck?
It was like I played it like one, so yeah, that'd be an issue if that was true.
Jesus, man.
How'd it go for you guys today?
It was
great.
fun, man. It was hot. We were cooking up
Yeah.
there for sure. But it was,
Half-hour set, man. At this point, like, it's funny. Like, we have a lot of songs to choose from at this point. So
Yeah.
a 30-minute set is kind of rare. Always enjoyable.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Especially in a setting like this where it's unbearably hot on stage. You
Right.
know? It was nice. You get up there, you kill it, and then
Yeah, I'd imagine there's something nice about a quick set and get up and go, and then you get to hang out and do stuff like this.
Absolutely, man. Even
Right?
Good Riddance were like 40 minutes, man. This is awesome.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, man, get it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, a lot of the main
it takes
stage.
you like 20 minutes to really start feeling it,
Absolutely.
and then you're done, right? So
Today was the opposite. I couldn't feel anything after the first like 10, 15 minutes.
Because of the heat or what?
Yeah, just like
It's over 100.
It was like a whiteout in my brain.
Where are you guys from?
Toronto.
Okay, so it doesn't get that hot
Not
in
like
Toronto.
this, man. This
it
is
gets hot, but not like this.
No, this
no
is
way.
crazy, man. Yeah.
This is nuts.
So is this your first time down around California in the midst of the summer like this?
No.
You guys have done the Warped Tour before, right?
Yeah,
We played
years
like
ago.
the Phoenix date on the Warped Tour.
That
I think
was-
that was probably the hottest we've ever experienced.
Yeah.
Weather.
That was nuts.
Nobody died on stage. You're all still
No,
here,
man.
so that's
No.
good.
We got close though.
John, our bass player John, has like terrible asthma that like flares up
Yeah.
sometimes. I don't know, flare up is the way you put it. That seems dramatic.
So he's pulling out his inhaler on stage.
But he
and-
he's such a nice dude as well. Like right after we finished playing that Phoenix show those years ago, these kids were like, "What's up, man? Like, how you doing? That was a good show." And everybody's like, "Thanks a lot, thanks a lot." Like, can't even. We're like, John, like, just take your fucking puffer, dude.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
hilarious.
man. Fans first, man. Fans first.
That's awesome.
I got it for John, man.
So tell me a little bit about your band.
Well, Scott, that's all you need to know.
Thank you.
We are a band from Toronto, Canada. Toronto, Ontario, Canada.
Sure.
Been together for fucking 15 years now. We're not even 30. So that is, if you can do the math, which is tough, I know, but it's like more than half our lives right there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's pretty wild.
I'll have to trust that math because I can't do it.
I just guessed. I have no idea. Just put a new record.
We did. Inviting Light came out April 7th on
All right.
Rise Records.
Have you guys
Available
been?
at-
You guys have been touring the album. I'm assuming then.
since then.
Yeah.
The record's available at every record store on Earth.
Probably only a couple of them, to be honest. But
Yeah, a couple record stores on Earth.
online everywhere, though.
Yeah. It's available on the internet everywhere you go.
Yeah. Awesome.
Absolutely, man. Yeah,
What do
we've
you-
been out since like the end of March, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
A couple breaks here and there, but
Yeah.
road dogging it pretty
When you
hard.
guys get the breaks, you head back home. What do you guys do on your breaks?
I go back to work.
What do you do?
I deliver beer.
Okay, that's fucking awesome. Do you ever
Is
get
it?
tips in beer?
Sometimes the company tips me with beer.
Yeah.
So I'll take that. Yeah.
Free beer. You can't
Free
say
beer.
anything
Yeah.
bad about that.
I used to go back to work, and now
Yeah.
I've had a little sabbatical, let's call it.
Yeah?
I work at a bar where he delivers beer to.
Nice.
Yeah, I haven't been there in a little while.
nice, though.
But they're awesome. Yeah, they're great. So now I just do nothing.
It's really nice when we get home.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you guys are getting to a place where you can do nothing and relax? Or?
Well, money-wise, no. Like I just mean like, yeah, you know, like every day on tour, like especially after you've been a band like we have for a while, and like you have friends most places you go, and
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun, and you know, but it can take a lot out of you. You know what I mean? Like, and then on top of all that, like socializing and having fun and traveling and sleeping in weird places and stuff. Like you have a show to play,
Right.
You know what I mean? So it can drain you for sure. I used to, when we would go home, like go right back to work at the bar the next night. We meet up with fucking friends and like go out and get hammered and stuff, like just get back into the home party, like now that the tour party was done. And now, man, I just fucking cruise home and close the blinds and just chill for, not like Brian Wilson or anything. I'm not like, you know, I'm not, I know I caught your eye. Like I'm okay. No, but you know, just take some time to recharge fully, man. Especially
You guys-
summer tours, dude. Shit, man, there's a lot going on.
Do you have any hobbies when you're back home, like besides relaxing, video games or hiking, snowboarding, shit like that?
Sleeping's a hobby.
Snowboard a little bit. I'll play
Yeah.
hockey sometimes in the winter.
Nice.
Yeah.
Who's your team?
The Toronto Maple Leafs.
All right, the
100%.
Maple Leafs.
Yeah.
Trying to think. I went up last year to Calgary and I caught Calgary is Flames, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Caught a
yeah,
Flames game on New Year's Eve. That was badass.
And
Yeah.
anywhere in Canada where you go to a hockey game, you're gonna have a good time. I
It's
think.
not like California, man.
I know.
As soon as they drop the
Our
puck,
teams lose.
well, we just have so much money we fucking throw at it, you know.
Sure do.
But like,
So-
you mean like the vibe was
The vibe, as soon as you drop the puck, I've been to 2 games up there, one in Vancouver and one in Calgary. As soon as they drop the puck, man, it's like a third quarter here.
Yeah.
You know, like everybody's going nuts and they're into it the whole time. Here, when you go to a hockey game, everybody's on their phone for the first 2 quarters, and then third quarter, once they're down to business, like people are into it. So.
Yeah.
For some reason on tour though, like we've been through LA and gone to
We've been to 2 Kings games.
Kings
I think.
games.
Yeah.
Like we've never been to any, maybe because it's cheaper, but we've never been to any other hockey game on
Yeah.
tour.
I think that's right. I don't think we've ever been
It's only in
anywhere else.
LA we'll go to a game.
If you're in Anaheim, Ducks games are a little cheaper
Okay.
than the Kings, and I mean,
Yeah.
the Ducks are still pretty good. They fucking blow it every
We have
year
a
in
lot
the
of great
playoffs.
Canadian players, man.
They
It's,
do.
That's the other thing too. Like you'd be hard pressed to go see a game in the States without any Canadians on the ice.
Yeah,
Right. So
right.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, dude. I used to skate, but like years and years ago, I don't anymore because like if I'm clumsy and if I fall and hurt myself, then I can't play guitar.
I hear ya.
It sucks. I got the fear in me now, so I can't like really do it. But I love it still. I don't have that many hobbies, man. Like music's my life, dude. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
Do you write a majority of the music then when you're off if you're playing guitar and shit?
Depends, like, I don't know, yeah, I guess like riffs will pop up and like little bits will pop up on the road.
Yeah.
But it's pretty rare that like a fully formed song is, like sometimes it just appears, not usually on tour. You know, we don't jam on tour either.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like,
There's no time for it.
No, like it's ironic because there's a lot of fucking downtime on tour, but you don't want to do that when you're, you know, you can go walk around the city you're in. You're only going to be there for fucking 8 hours anyways.
Right.
Like, might as well see something. But little bits pop up here and there. You know, you're always with your guitar, so it's easy to get them down if they come to fruition.
Yeah.
But usually, time at home is when we can focus on writing and putting it all together. Really.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Talking of tours, who has been your favorite band to tour with so far?
I mean, we've been lucky over the years, man.
I'll just shout out another band that's at this festival who are great friends with us that we love to tour with. Wilhelm Scream.
Yeah.
Nice.
Are probably up there for sure.
Yeah, we did a lot of touring with those dudes.
Yeah.
Done a lot with Lagwagon,
Awesome.
which was a trip at first because obviously like we're like 29 years old.
Yeah.
We grew up on that band, and that was pretty trippy when that first started. And then we ended up spending like a whole year on tour with them. We went like everywhere with them.
Does
It
that
was-
change your perspective on the band at all? I mean, like, I grew up listening to Lagwagon myself. Like, Let's Talk About Feeling was such a classic album
Right,
for me.
yeah,
it's
absolutely.
like, you know, an icon for my teenage years.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it just seems weird. Like, if I were to tour with that band and then become friends with them, does it
Right.
lose its value? Does the value change?
I feel
Every
like
day that goes by on tour, I feel like, you know, it becomes more normal.
yeah.
At first, you're out there and you're like, holy fuck.
Oh, dude,
this is-
absolutely,
this is
man.
insane.
The first time we ever toured No Effects, you know, we're like, or like when we signed to Fat, before we went out with No Effects, we were like talking to Mike about records and shit. We're like, this is fucked up, dude.
Yeah.
Like, none of it didn't make any
Right.
sense. But with the Lagwagon thing in particular, and what I'm about to say can be applied to so many other bands, and that's I think why we're really lucky to have met a lot of the bands that we grew up in, because like we've been really lucky that like none of them have been dicks.
Yeah.
Like for real. Like in all the years we spent on the road playing with bands who like had a pretty good hand in inspiring us to play this kind of music.
Yeah.
It's hard to find someone who sucks.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I
like,
bet.
So every day with Lagwagon just kind of started to feel like we were hanging out with like our big brothers or
Yeah.
something. You know what I mean? And like they have great stories. They're super fun. They live this fucking shit to the fullest.
Right.
They've been a band for a long time, and if they, it's kind of inspiring because like then you see, you're like, if that band can be fucking doing this, like I think that they've been a band for like 25 years maybe, like
They're pretty old.
over
Yeah.
over 20.
Oh, for sure.
Either way, man, if they're still enjoying it and they're still
Yeah.
doing it, that's
I mean, you guys
that's
are well
enough
on
for
your
me,
way,
man.
right? How many albums do you guys have out now?
5.
And you guys have been releasing about one every 2 years consistently.
A little lazier than that.
maybe
Yeah.
3, only because we tour so much, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and then
I mean,
3
I would
years.
imagine I see you guys in the same position in another 10 years as Lagwagon right
That's
now,
very
continuing
nice.
to tour. And
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Well, you know, again, like it comes with getting to know these bands, and you see a lot of these legacy bands, people call them, as just people.
Yeah.
And you know, they'll have their struggles and their trials and tribulations, their good days and bad days, but it's pretty fucking cool getting to go and tour with your heroes,
I
man.
bet. Yeah,
dude.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Who are your guys' biggest influences?
That changes all the time, I think.
What are some of your oldest influences?
I mean, when we first started, like, it was Rancid, pretty much.
Yeah.
So here we are, playing with them at It's Not Dead.
Is this the first time you guys are sharing a stage with them?
No.
No, we played with them in Toronto probably 10 years ago now.
I think probably 10 years ago.
At Cool House in Toronto. It was them and H2O.
Nice.
Yeah. And that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I think that was maybe it. Yeah, I think
That's the only two. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so too. Yeah. But I mean, they were a huge one. I mean, you know, like us being born in '87.
Yeah.
You know, when like How Come the Wolves was coming out. You know, we were like 8 years old or whatever.
Right.
Like 7, 8 years old. But like it made its mark.
Yeah.
For sure. You know.
Did you
and then
ever,
you go back and discover the first 2 fucking records, which are awesome. And
Yeah.
Then, you know, just
on the later ones.
yeah, man.
Did you guys mess with Operation Ivy at all?
Absolutely.
Big
Well,
time.
that's the other thing. So, like, you start with Rancid, then you go back to their first 2 records, and then you go back to Operation
Yeah.
Ivy. And then from there, I mean, when we first started this band, it was like Rancid, Op Ivy, like Choking Victim, Leftover Crack, the whole Crack Rock Steady thing from New York, and like the Suicide Machines,
Right.
and all that kind of shit, and like Bad Religion, and I think Scott and I both probably got into a lot of punk from like watching like skate and snowboard videos back in the day.
Yeah, of course.
It was all like Fat and Epitaph stuff. and,
Yeah.
like, but it was
That's how I got
It was
into
leaning
it,
real
was-
heavy on the ska punk stuff back
Yeah.
in the day for us. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Very
There was
cool.
a great scene back where we come from too, in Toronto, just north, like in the burbs. There's a town called Newmarket that had a really, really fantastic ska punk scene. Yes, it was. So that definitely helped a lot too. Just being as kids, going to shows, local shows,
Yeah.
seeing other people do it that were just like us. You know, that
Yeah.
that really helped us out a lot, I think.
Yeah.
It wasn't that it made it seem more attainable. It was just like, I don't know. It just like you were just like, well, fuck, if like we don't have to feel so nervous about doing it or
Right.
like, whatever. You know what I mean? Because we weren't even from this town, so it was like we were like outlanders, like coming in, like,
Yeah.
seeing what was going on. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That was a good place to come up though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that scene.
So, what are some of your other influences? So we got Rancid out there. What else?
I mean,
You guys
all
said
those
some of the
bands.
crack rock steady.
All those bands, yeah, all those bands we were talking about. That's
What
like
about
where it
influences
started.
outside of punk rock?
There's a lot of those too.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that changes all the time. I mean, like Rocket from the Crypt and Hot Snakes and all the Swami bands and stuff are
Yeah.
a big one for us. You can easily tie that to the punk world too.
Yeah.
Outside of punk, I mean, there's I don't know, like that new Ryan Adams record's really great, and there's bands like Wilco, and there's you like Deer Tick a lot, and like oh, there's Deer Tick. Is there a band called Deer Tick too? Yeah, so Scott loves Deer Tick.
Deer Tick,
I
Deer
don't
Hunter.
like Deer Tick.
Oh, that's the headline? Deer Hunter, sorry. I don't know, the Strokes like are really cool, and like even like we got to play a show with the Hives a few years ago.
Oh, wow.
Which is more of like a modern, like
Yeah.
you can tie it to the punk world, but they're such a rock and roll band,
Right.
dude. Like that was fucking cool.
We started this year off touring with Weezer across Canada.
Hey, that's fucking cool.
Fucking
Yeah.
mind blowing. They were a band that, you know, while we were young, probably before we even got into all this punk thing, like, you know, we would hear the Blue album on the radio.
Right.
And
Yeah, for sure.
I had their tape, you know.
Yeah.
So that was definitely a very early influence on just music in general.
For sure, man.
You know, wanting to pick up a guitar and play music.
Absolutely.
So that was pretty cool.
John, our bass player, listens to a lot of hip hop. He likes Nas. He likes Big L.
And you said he's a bass player, right?
Yeah.
That's where he brings the funk
dude?
from, right?
Dude, yeah. He
Bass
fucking
has to get
loves
groovy.
that shit.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
Were you guys in any bands previously that we can find online somewhere?
No, this is our first band.
Yeah?
Well, the band that formed into this band had a band. We're called Short Notice. We put out an EP.
You just came out and said the name.
Did we do an EP?
No. We never released anything.
We had a T-shirt.
So
did
there's
have a
nothing we
t-shirt.
can find online of the band.
T-shirt online.
What about videos or anything on YouTube?
No,
Nothing?
I don't think so. I don't think so. Because actually, so our 15th anniversary of our first show is coming up in a few weeks, and I was
Okay.
like looking around for like footage from our very first show, and like I can't even find that.
Yeah.
So I don't think you'd find any fucking short notice shit.
I mean, it's fun for fans though to dig through
Of
and
course,
find that shit. It
absolutely,
doesn't
man.
matter how good
No,
it
that's
is.
true,
Like,
that's true, yeah.
if you guys ever find something, you should put it online because
Yeah, that'd
people
be
don't
funny.
care if they like you. Like, they want to hear that
Of
shit.
course, man.
You know?
Fortunately, we're still in our high school band,
Yeah.
so we can easily go back and
Just download the
still-
first album.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, man.
That's hilarious. Speaking of downloads, Spotify, Apple Music, all that shit, how do you guys think that's affected your guys' status as a band? I mean, if this were 20 years ago and you guys were coming up, CD sales would be probably a much bigger part of your income,
Oh, it'd
right?
be a fucking monster. Yeah, dude. Like that. I mean, I don't know. I it might just be the fact that like it's happened, so you can't do anything about it.
You
whatever.
can't.
But like, you know, I back it.
Yeah.
I use Spotify all the time.
Awesome.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I think that it's never been easier to reach people with music. It's never been easier to start a band and get your music out there, and also like book a tour
Yeah.
and do this and that, and like, you know, it would be cool to sell some fucking records and shit. But at the same time, like, what's way more fun than just sitting around and waiting for someone to go to a store and buy your album is
Yeah.
to go play a show and
Yeah.
show people that you have music.
Right.
So I don't know. I mean, I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Do you
We're
guys?
not trying to Lars Ulrich this situation. here, dude.
Napster still a fucking thing?
So a majority of your income then, does that come from the touring, the merch, a little bit of both?
It's I think every band now it's mostly merch. Like the money you get paid to play a show is largely just like goes to facilitating the tour.
Yeah.
It costs a lot of fucking money to do a tour
Yeah.
sometimes. You know what I mean? Like for us, like on this one, we're like flying in and out from Canada to do the shit. We rented a van and gear and all this stuff. It adds up quick, but you know, you do it because shows are fun and
Yeah.
that's just
And you're
what you
investing
got,
in the
and it's just
future
like
of
what
the
you
band.
got to do too. I mean, there's kind of no way around it. But
Yeah.
I think for every band now, merch is the deal. Yeah,
Yeah.
because especially even big bands who get paid a lot more, their expenses are fucking so much higher as well,
Right.
right? So it's all pretty relative, I think. Yeah.
Gotcha. Very cool. Let's see. We talked about your biggest influences, your band, all that stuff. Do you guys have any guilty pleasure music?
Oh, buddy.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think of anything I feel guilty about listening to.
That's the thing. Like I listen to some shit that people be like, "What?
What wouldn't
Really?"
you be caught
But I'm
dead
not
listening
I'm not,
to?
I don't feel guilty.
What wouldn't you be
Like-
caught dead listening to though here though?
But
If
that-
you guys
that
were
I actually
inside
like?
hanging out and something that you turn on where you'd be fucking embarrassed if someone came around the corner from.
I don't know if there is anything, man.
Yeah?
Like,
I'm trying to go through it right now.
I mean, my friends know that I like some pretty cheesy music. I don't know. Well, like, I don't know, I'm like a big like John Mayer fan.
Okay.
Like, I'm cool to admit that.
Yeah.
Dude fucking rips on guitar, has the voice of an angel, seems super fucking cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, so.
All right.
Whatever.
I'll take it.
John Mayer, dude.
I'm going to throw you guys
He's my
some
boy.
quick fire questions. There's just a
Okay.
few of them here.
Yeah.
And then we'll wrap it up. When you guys are on the road, what's your favorite road snack?
Have to be tacos.
What was it?
Tacos.
Tacos. That's not quite a road snack. Stopping and going.
You'd be surprised.
You ever seen this guy eat a fucking taco before, man?
Do you have a preference? Jack in the Box, Taco Bell, Del Taco?
Fuck, I love Jack in the Box.
Yeah?
man.
This
guy
I love
loves
it.
Jack in the Box.
I love it. It's the best chain.
It's not the best.
It is. I back it 100%.
I feel so uncultured asking this right now, but do you guys have Jack in the Box where you guys are from?
We most certainly do not.
Okay,
Oh,
all right.
The biggest gripe of Scott Brigham living in Canada.
2 tacos for $1, guys? Are you fucking kidding me?
The hot sauce is pretty good that comes with
like
it. too.
fucking rat meat or something.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, you like it.
Yeah.
What was your first punk CD purchase? First punk album?
Shit, purchase. First punk CD purchase. I mean, not CD, but I went to get Out Come the Wolves.
Okay.
When it came out on tape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. I'll take
it. If not the day it came out, the week it came out.
Nice.
Yeah.
How did you hear about it?
My mom drove me to the mall. Well, this was when like the music video, the first single would come out like 2 months before the
Yeah.
record would come out, and I would see the video all the time.
Yeah.
Was it Ruby Soho or Time Bomb?
They had one for
I think,
Time Bomb.
I think Ruby Soho was the first one, though, maybe.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but it was one of those two, obviously. And I would see that video all the time on Much Music in Canada, and I would hear the song on the radio all the time. And yeah, so like when it was coming around and coming out, my mom drove me to the mall and
Very cool.
bought it with my own fucking money, dude. Shit.
If you guys could set up a dream tour, pick 3 other bands to go on tour with.
Is this like Alive or Dead, or is this Alive?
Alive.
Alive. Damn, dream.
Right now, who would it be?
So 3 bands in addition to ours?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay. I mean, Rocket from the Crypt should be on that list.
Yeah. I'll throw them on there. It's too tough.
This is really tough. Alive. Rocket from the Crypt.
Throw some dead ones in there too.
Well, then you could just fucking be like
Beatles.
the band, the Beatles, the Clash, man. Here we go, we're done. Rocket from the Crypt, Hot Snakes, and Drive Like Jehu. There you go.
All right, nice.
Triple duty for all Speedo up there. Right? Shit.
What was the first show that you went to?
Mine's fucking embarrassing. I went to go see Weird Al.
Nice.
Yankovic.
That's not embarrassing.
but like fans of the band, like that was your first show.
You probably have a lot of
Oh,
listeners where that's
yeah.
their first fucking show too, dude.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
of course.
Weird Al Yankovic, John and I, our bass player, went to Canada's Wonderland, like an amusement park.
Yeah.
Near where we grew up with my mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Would you go see him again?
I would for sure.
Yeah.
Does he still tour? I know he makes records
Yeah, he
still.
does.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
cool.
Yep.
What was your?
I think Sharon, Lois, and Bram might have been the first one, and it fucking it made a really big impact on my life, guys. Yeah, check them out. Give it a Google.
Yeah. Smash out Google Box. It's like, what is it? It's like,
a Raffi type thing.
Yeah, it's just like made for kids.
Yeah.
Raffi also Canadian?
No, I think Raffi's like Egyptian, isn't he? I think he's from Egypt. Yeah. I think he's a worldly soul. Yeah, I'm not sure.
On to the next one.
Oh, right. Sorry. Rapid fire. Right.
If you had to pick one other band to be in, who's currently on tour or currently playing music, what band would you want to be in?
These are tough rapid fire questions.
Sorry about that.
Too hot to think.
That's your quote. It's too hot to think. I don't know, man. Current bands, I'm going to keep it more of in Friend Zone, and I would want to be in Dead to Me.
Cool.
Because that band's fucking sick, dude. What about you?
Fuck yeah, they are.
You could kill him and take his spot in Dead to Me.
I'm gonna take his spot. Dead to Me.
Yeah.
Wait, in the Flatliners?
Ultra Abuse are fucking doing some beauty
Nice.
things right now. I'd love to play in that band
Very cool.
one day once I can get out of this thing. So
You heard it here first, Culture Abuse. Hit up your boy here. Absolutely. Your phone's
Those are
ringing.
both good answers. Last question here. What's the worst job you've ever had?
Oh, man.
I worked at a coffee shop for like a week, 2 weeks maybe, until I got my first paycheck. And then I told them I had to go on tour for a month, and they fired me. But it was just a really bad job. No one liked me. I didn't like any of them.
What was the deal if you got 1 free coffee per shift?
No, I got half off a coffee per shift.
Half
So it was
off?
Yeah. Or if I
Coffee doesn't
if I
even
drank
cost
it there,
anything.
it was free. If I took it to go, I had to pay like 50 cents.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
That's fucked.
Yeah, the place sucked.
I think the worst job I ever had was, it was a temp job, so it was only for a week.
Okay.
But it was with our drummer, Paul, and I'm sure he would say that this was probably his worst job ever, too. We just made popcorn for a week straight.
Yeah.
Like 8 hours a day, minus of like a 15-minute break.
Were you at the movies or something?
It was a film. It was for the Toronto International Film Festival. We were basically just scrunched into a corner of this like beautiful, huge theater in Toronto.
Yeah.
Behind these fucking baffles and shit, just like a little room just to make popcorn in. We didn't sell it. We didn't serve it. We just made it.
But you got to see some celebrities come up and buy some popcorn.
Yeah, that's true. I held the door open for Naomi Watts, who was very nice.
Nice.
Keanu Reeves walked past Paul and I at one point, and he was eating the popcorn, and we were like, Keanu! And we're like, we made that popcorn.
That's
He
awesome.
was like, it's really good. Yeah, it was great.
That's hilarious. I thought of one more question. Who's the worst DJ when you guys are on the road?
The worst DJ?
Yeah. Who do you not want touching the stereo?
This could be very revealing.
It should be. I mean, listeners
No, I
want
don't
to
have
know
an
these
answer. I
things.
just mean
Just
I don't know.
shoot it to me straight, man.
I don't know, man. I think everyone's a pretty good DJ,
Yeah?
to be
Okay.
honest. Like, that's why it's so
You guys
hard.
sound pretty eclectic in your taste.
Yeah, yeah.
so-
I mean, like,
Definitely know what's coming with certain people.
for sure.
What they're
yeah,
gonna play.
Yeah. John likes to throw on all like thrashy fast stuff.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, because he wants to listen to something that's gonna like keep his blood pumping while he's driving.
Right,
you
get him
know?
in the mood.
I like driving really slow stuff.
Yeah.
I don't like driving fast music. It gives me a headache.
Yeah.
So I put on slow stuff, and then everyone falls asleep.
That's the thing with driving, though. You got to get your music to get you in the mood.
Whatever,
and
whatever works for you.
Go with the roads, yeah.
Is what you got.
See, I've become a big podcast guy in the last
What do you listen
year or
to?
two. Well, I'll tell you this much. I won't put it on while I'm driving because I think everyone else will be pretty bummed. I think I'd quickly become the worst DJ. I like You Made It Weird with Pete Holmes. I like, there's a really good...
He's a stand-up comedian.
Yeah. There's a really good skateboarding podcast called The Nine Club with Chris
I haven't
Roberts.
listened to
It's
that
really
one. I'll check
good.
that out.
I like Mark Maron,
He's had a lot of really good interviews
Dude,
on there.
I mean, yeah, man. There's a reason that he's still going strong.
Right.
It's a good show.
Right.
I mean, shit. There's a really good podcast from Canada called Taggart and Torrens. It's like a comedy podcast, like sketch comedy kind of stuff. Those are probably my top 4.
Cool.
Yeah, man.
All right. Do you listen to any podcasts, or that's it?
You don't fuck with
No.
me, right?
You go to sleep when he turns that on.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
I don't know. I drive, for a living on tour and back home, and it's yet to be something that I've busted into.
Yeah.
Maybe one day.
It's great.
I have no
It
rules.
passes the time, man.
That's the issue.
That's the thing, man. Yeah.
I gotta step in cheap and get that, pay that extra dollar.
You get that iPad phone. As big as your face.
You don't have an old iPod from 10 years ago?
I do. No excuse anymore, guys.
No excuses.
0, dude.
Where do I start?
This is Scott's podcast. He's just flipping the script on you.
We'll have you on. What do I listen to podcast-wise?
Yeah.
Podcast-wise, I listen to a lot of different shit. There's one called Common Sense from Dan Carlin. It's a political podcast. Sort of a libertarian, but he's more like, hey, this is why both sides are wrong on everything.
Okay.
And he just looks at issues people don't talk about, which is fantastic.
Like the other side of the story.
Yeah, like everyone's arguing about fucking healthcare here in America, and one of the things that he says is like, look at the, how much the pharmaceutical companies are charging for shit.
Sure.
Like that's what we should be outraged against. Let's stop fighting each other. So
Yeah.
I don't like to get too into politics on this.
No, fair enough though. But hey, man, I mean, like, it absolutely is, and like now, it's given so many people. I mean, maybe some people who don't know what they're doing, and just are doing it just to fucking do it. But people like that who can actually inform some folks.
Yeah,
why not?
So he's also got a history podcast, Hardcore History.
Cool.
I listen to Joe Rogan. That's kind of like what got me into it. He's hit or miss, but he introduces you to a lot of great people. He's had like Pete Holmes on, Ari Shaffir. I think he's had Mark Maron on. I know they had beef for a while. Bill Burr. So like you get to hear all the other comedians, go on there, and it introduces you to a lot of people.
Big time.
Yeah.
Cool.
So anyways, guys, thanks. I won't keep you.
Hey,
You guys
man.
have been here for fucking
very much, dude.
an hour and a half doing interviews and shit. I really
I've
appreciate
been
it.
having to piss since we got here.
Oh, that was you.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Go piss. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, man.
I did do those things on purpose. I'm an expert in my field. I pull out my pockets perfect. All the tricks up my sleeve still.
that one was Flatliners with Human Party Trick from their newest album. That one just came out in April, Inviting Light. Incredible interview, Bob. Was that your first
Thanks.
one, second one?
That was my second one.
Yeah.
The first one was about an hour earlier.
Yeah. Excellent job. And you were not
man.
prepared one bit.
I wasn't prepared at all. I just kind of did it off the cusp. I had another interview lined up that fell through. And so we needed to get something, and they were kind enough to come over and hang out with me.
Yeah, those guys sound really cool, dude.
They seriously were some of the coolest guys that I've met. Like, for that being my second interview, they really made me feel at ease. It was just like hanging out with some of my friends. You know, we shot the shit. We talked about it's like what podcasts we listen to, besides Dying Scene Radio, of course, because, you know, I get in my car and turn myself on and listen to it. Turn myself on in many ways.
That's appealing.
But yeah, they were really awesome guys, man. Seriously.
Friendly Canucks.
Yeah.
They're always nice, aren't they? I've
Right?
never met a angry Canadian.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are some.
There's a few. But at any rate, it was really great. I'm definitely going to try and catch up with them the next time they're out in Los Angeles.
Yeah, and everybody else, I don't know if... check out the story on Dying Scene. We just posted it, I think, today. But the Flatliners have announced a karaoke competition. This is pretty cool. They're calling all of their fans to upload videos of themselves covering the song Indoors on YouTube. So you upload your video of you.
That's gonna be
covering-
awful.
Yeah, it's going to be a shit show. But I encourage everybody to get shit-faced and do that.
Hell yeah.
Information is over on
I think you and
Dying
I
Scene.
should get shit-faced
I don't
and do
think
that.
we should. I don't think that would be good for anybody. But you can even download an instrumental version of the song. So all you have to
Oh,
do
really?
is just sing it. Yeah, yeah. You got everything you need. Go over to
Nice.
dyingscene.com, download the instrumental track, chug as many beers as you can while it's downloading, and then record yourself singing Indoors and send it in. And send us a copy too.
You
I'd like
could
to see
be
that.
the next William Hung from American Idol.
All right, more music. I'm tired of talking to you, Bob. Let's listen to Toxic Energy. Like I said earlier, they were one of my favorites.
Yeah.
This next one was from their demo EP, which just came out last month. Brand new band. This is Go Away.
Let's get out of here.
Build us up to break us down, spread our gossip all around, feeding on people's misery. It's just so obvious to see, tongue in cheek at its best. Come on, buddy, give it a rest. Playing games with your brain will still drive you insane. I want you to know that I want you to go away, and I don't got time for those things that you got to say. You want to mess with me, you better start praying, and I don't really care what the people say. Go away, what say? Go away, what say? Go away. No apologies, just go away. Misery of company, so just stay away from me. Let me tell you something that I know. Never mind, you don't wanna know. You think you've got it figured out. It's just a matter of time before you're left out beating on misery. It's just so obvious to see. I want you to know that I want you to go away. I don't got time for those things that you got to say. You want to mess with me, you better stop praying. And I don't really care what the people say. Go away, what I say. Go away, what I say. Go away, no apologies, just go away.
This is Bob with Dying Scene Radio. We're here at It's Not Dead Fest 2017 with Buck09. How's it going, guys?
Great.
What time are you guys on tonight?
6 p.m.
You guys are on at 6 p.m. And how did you guys get hooked up with this festival?
I don't know, actually. I think we just got asked to do it.
Nice.
Through our, maybe Kevin Lyman asked our booking agent.
Okay.
Or
Who does all the booking?
Our booking agent submitted us to, I don't know.
You guys got your own agent set up?
Yeah, Dave.
Okay, cool.
Dave over at Covert
Nice.
handles our stuff really well.
Booking us for ever since we stopped touring.
Ever since you stopped touring. That's awesome. So do you guys have plans for a tour coming up?
Yes, January we're going out with Mustard Plug for about a week or so.
Fuck yeah, where at?
California, Vegas, Phoenix, kind of California, Southwest.
Hell yeah, I'll be there.
Fun.
When's the last time you guys have toured with Mustard Plug?
It's been about 10 years or more.
Oh, yeah?
We did a handful of shows with them.
That should be a great
and it
show.
was 3 or 4 shows. Yeah.
Are you guys pretty big fans of theirs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like peers of ours. So,
Yeah.
similar time frame, similar kind of upbringing, if you will.
Yeah. I mean, not being in a band that tours and does all that shit, when you guys have bands that are peers of yours, I mean, what's it like? I mean, do you get into those bands and you listen to them on a regular basis, or do you listen to bands that like you kind of grew up with? Do you guys have favorites that you toured with that it's an album that you guys will put on?
Yeah, I mean, the first couple of Suicide Machines records, I'd say, because we had heard of them, and then we did a tour with them, and then we really when you tour with the band, you get to know them.
Yeah.
And if you become friends with them, and you see them night after night, and you kind of know what these guys are doing is from the heart, it's real, and you kind of get an appreciation for the music that they're doing. So that kind of sticks with you.
Very cool.
Bands like that and Voodoo Glow Skulls, because we played many shows with them over the years.
Yeah.
And some of these bands I was listening to before Buck09 was even a band.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome.
And it was like, oh my gosh, now we're getting to play with these guys.
Does that change your perspective on a band at all? Once you've grew up listening to them and then you play a show with them, does that feel a little bit different?
No, it's pretty cool. We kind of started when we were really young, so we've kind of been doing that since the beginning.
Yeah.
And playing shows with the bands and guys you love, it's really cool.
That's fucking awesome.
And then just becoming friends with a lot of people is probably the best part about the whole gig.
Yeah. What's one of you guys' closest bands that you've toured with? Who have you guys become the best, or closest to friends with on the road?
I'd say Voodoo Glow Skulls.
Oh yeah? And they're here tonight, right?
Yeah.
What time are they on?
I think 5 or 7. They're on at 7 o'clock.
Do you guys ever talk about hopping on stage with them and playing some songs together or anything?
We've talked about it, but we never got it together because our trombone player Dan was touring with them for the last 3 or 4 years now.
Heck yeah.
He's not now, but and we've always thought, we should do a song like Charlie Brown or something,
Yeah.
But we've never just got our act together because we just hang out and drink beer. And, we need to learn that song.
Back in January, we did a 12-day tour with them on the West Coast. And that probably would have been the perfect time, if any.
Yeah.
But I think that tour just became so dangerous and exhausting. That we just
we had so much bad weather. It was like getting from Idaho, Boise to Seattle and all that Northwest. It was when one of the worst storms in 20. It was a 20-year storm hit. So the whole time we're just white knuckling it, trying to get from town to town.
Yeah.
And everything else flew out the wayside.
hoping we wouldn't get trapped or blocked off from the next show or some other kind of disaster.
Gotcha. Hey, when you guys are on the road, who is the worst DJ in the band?
I think I am.
What is it that you put on?
They kind of get sick. I mean, I like some Frank Turner when I'm driving.
Yeah.
I do like
Frank Turner from Million Dead, right?
Yes, exactly.
And we like Frank Turner. Don't get me wrong.
But I'll have the tendency to just play a whole playlist, 4 albums worth, and the guys will just be like, "Dude, can we switch it up?" So that's probably me.
Are you listening to the whole albums from front to finish?
No, my favorite playlist. playlist.
Oh, okay,
It's
gotcha.
probably like 60 songs long.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
60. Oh, yeah. Oh, Andy's driving again.
That's it.
The other day we were listening to Classics of Love.
Yeah, from Jesse Michaels.
Yeah, and while John he hadn't heard of them, and he was stoked listening to them. After like the whole album, he was like, "Can we switch up the music, dude?"
What do you guys think about that album?
I love it. I think it's great. It sounds like pre-Operation Ivy
Right?
stuff.
And the lyrics are still fantastic. I mean, I wasn't too into Common Rider. I don't know if it was the music or the lyrics or what, but when I turned on Classics of Love, man, that hit me and stuck with me pretty quickly.
I really liked Common Rider, but the Classics of Love threw it in a totally different direction,
Right?
like past the other direction from Operation Ivy. So I think we get a nice spectrum of Jesse's stuff with those 3 songs.
Yeah, I hope he ends up doing another album. I'd be stoked if he did. We went to his art show a few weeks ago. I don't think he was there. I didn't see him, but it was down in Long Beach, and they just had a bunch of punk rockers who do art and shit, and some of his work was there. I was hoping to meet him, but I didn't catch him.
The stuff he did with Leftover Crack too was awesome.
Yeah, was it just one song, or did they do a
Yeah,
few?
it was just the one song that they put on the record, and then I think they did a couple live performances of some Operation Ivy stuff, like as B-roll songs.
Oh,
they did.
okay.
And that was just really cool to see him back in it.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
So back to touring. When you guys are on tour, what's your favorite road snacks?
Road snacks.
What are some must-haves?
Pretzels.
I enjoy some fresh fruit, kale chips.
Kale chips.
Yeah.
Going in with the healthy shit.
Yeah, because otherwise everybody's got to stop every 45 minutes.
Little quinoa. Tofu. Fried tofu. No.
Our trumpet player Tony, he doesn't eat anything.
Yeah, and this guy eats like 7 meals a day. He's like the hobbits. Like they have pre-breakfast and breakfast and pre-lunch.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
Because I eat a lot of fruit.
Yeah, it's like you try to eat healthy, but then you realize even the healthiest thing is salt-laden garbage.
Yeah.
So I'd say pretzels are the safe choice.
Nice. Let's see. Are you guys coming out with an album or planning on coming out with an album anytime soon?
Yeah, we actually just recorded. We were starting the writing and recording process now, and we've already got a couple songs done, and we're hoping to get something out early-ish next year, if not.
So how does writing look differently from when you guys were like 20 years ago, late 90s?
Well, we do not get in a room together and jam.
Ever?
Right now,
Yeah.
we do it all through email, and the guys have a riff. They send it to each one of us. We put our own performances on that, and then we go back for a final roundup, and then we're on song number 3 now.
Okay.
So we're playing songs that we've never played together before. So it's kind of like covering our own song when we play it.
Yeah.
We are
That's
playing
hilarious.
a new one tonight. That's going to be on the compilation in October for the
Nice.
Halloween thing on Cleopatra Records.
Yep.
And,
Very cool.
So this kind of started us to write more songs after we finished that one, and now we're on song 3, and we hope to get something done in the next 9 months.
Okay.
like a
Very
baby.
cool.
Yes. Yeah. We're all making a baby together.
So do you guys not live close to each other? Is that why you do it through email, or is it just schedules lining up?
Right, like 4 of us live in San Diego still, and then the other 3 are scattered from Yosemite to LA to Colorado.
Yeah. Is it your singer who's in LA, or?
Yeah, North
Okay.
Hollywood, yeah.
Okay,
and
that's
Andy
what
here lives in Oakhurst near Yosemite.
Okay.
And our drummer Steve, who's our original drummer, who was out of the band for a while but is back in the band, lives in Colorado Springs.
Gotcha.
And he's lived there for
That's
a long
pretty
time.
far away. Colorado Springs is an awesome place, though.
Yeah, it's nice up there. Yeah.
We were talking about making this new record, and our trumpet player Tony said, we all have the time, just not at the same time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're doing this approach, and we really think it's bringing out the best in our
Okay.
in our musicianship.
This guy works late. He can come home after a shift, a late shift, and lay his bass tracks down at 1 a.m.
Yeah.
and then send it to Tony. And then Tony's our producer, and he can, when he's got time, he can put it into the mix and send us a new update. Here's how it's sounding now. Great, and then let's get the guitar on. Let's get the horns done.
So when the record's done, I mean, you guys won't even have really gotten together to listen to it. It'll just be sent to you guys individually, or what?
Well, I mean, in the meantime, we have shows here and there. So, we're listening to it now. We're talking about it now. So it's a mixture. We're not jamming in a room like we used to, like just hashing it out in the rehearsal room.
Right.
But we're still talking about it. We text each other. We have a text thread. I think there was a Hard Times article about this band text thread that made someone quit the band. But we're like the opposite. We have this text thread that's every night someone's texting some bullshit, you know, about whatever, or hey, you know, or this music stuff. So we're always like chatting about stuff, and you know, we're like together, but we're not.
Keeps you guys close.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you've got another job. What do you do, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm a restaurant manager.
You're a restaurant
business.
manager?
Yeah. So
up near Yosemite somewhere?
Yep. I work at a brewery and restaurant.
Can I ask you which brewery that is?
We're called Southgate Brewing Company.
Okay. Very cool.
But we're all engineers in the band, and we all understand how to do everything like that. So it's really easy for us to write and perform and stuff, and send it off down the line.
We have a lot of techies in the band. Andy also does video filming and production, editing, and photography.
Oh wow!
You know, he did our last video that we did 10 years ago. He filmed it and edited it, and he's amazing at that. So
very cool.
A lot of us are kind of techies, so you know we kind of the fact that the technology is there now is great for us because we can just go figure it out.
Makes it a lot easier.
Yeah,
it was really cool. Like 10 years ago, I used to work a lot with Vans and Side One Dummy Records, so I've got a chance to do a lot of stuff for some of the bands that are here today, the Casualties.
As a recording engineer?
As their video producer or editor.
Yeah.
You know, I've done Flog and Molly video, I've done a lot of this other really cool stuff, so it's really nice even here it is 10 years later to kind of do something for ourselves again.
Who's one of the most memorable bands that you've worked with as a videographer?
Gosh, Gogo Bordello was, Eugene was awesome.
Yeah.
Doing some stuff with Rancid every now and then was really cool, and just working with the Warped Tour and working with all the other bands on there, and Kevin and John over at Side One, it was really cool. Really cool experience.
Very cool. Awesome. So I'm going to wrap it up here because I don't know if I have any more questions for you guys. Is there anything that you guys want to add?
Oh no, we're stoked to be. I see Dying Scene on Facebook. I follow you guys on Facebook, and I see all the posts that you guys do, and I think it's really cool that you guys keep everyone up to date on what's happening.
Yeah.
Most of the new stuff I find out about is from you guys.
Awesome. We're glad to hear it. Thanks.
And a couple of the other ones, but
right?
Yeah. So
Very cool.
We're stoked to meet you and be able to do this.
Thanks for doing this for us. I'm stoked to catch you guys in a little bit here. You got about an hour and a half before you go on stage.
Yeah.
So I'll let you guys go. So that's about it. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Dying Scene Radio.
Thank you. Cheers.
Make me wanna go. If anybody's listening, it make me wanna know why I don't know a thing about you. You gotta listen to the room. I'm alive, and I'm out of my head. I'm right, can't you see it? I'll try to get it right. Down for life and living, can you see the light? Ticking in my head. If anybody's listening, I make my fingers bled. Well, I've seen you look around me. Well, I've seen you look right through. I'm alive, and I'm out of my head. I'm right, can't you see it? I'll try to get it right. Down for life and living, can you see the light?
That one was I'm Not Dead from Bucko 9 from their most recent LP, which was, I don't know, like 5-6 years ago. Sustain, though, was the name of the album. Bob, stellar job again. You knocked 2 of them out of the park in the oppressive heat.
That was my absolute first interview that I've ever done with the band, so forgive me. But again, super nice guys, very cool. Yeah, that song that you just played was about 6 years old, but luckily, as they mentioned, they're in the midst of recording some songs. Maybe that'll come out next year.
Cool.
But very cool guys again to talk to. They were really nice. They said they try and, do all the interviews that they can get just to keep this stuff going, because they're just grateful at the turnout that they've been able to do this for so long.
Yeah. They seem like really classy dudes too.
Very.
Like even in their performance when I was
Oh, yeah.
shooting them, like everything about them just seemed like really classy. Their brass section was
Oh, yeah.
incredible.
Yep.
I love a ska band as a brass section that just gets as involved as the front man does.
Right.
Yeah, I ended up watching them longer. I was just posted up in front of them. I got nothing but pictures of the fucking brass section.
Again, go over and check those pictures out on Instagram.
Instagram.
Where
check
do
it
you
out.
find them at? What's your handle?
It's Dying Scene.
Dying Scene?
Yeah.
Okay,
Go
nice.
onto Instagram, type in Dying Scene, you'll find it.
Very nice. But yeah, check out Bucko 9. As they mentioned in their interview, they're going to be on tour coming up in January on the West Coast with Mustard Plug. So I'm definitely going to be there because I've never
Bob's
seen
gonna be
Mustard
there.
Plug. And I fucking love Mustard Plug. I love Bucko 9. So that's going to be a killer tour.
Should be good.
Yes.
Keep an eye out for that. And I think that wraps up the show.
Yeah, nice and quick.
Stay tuned, guys. We hope you liked this episode, but we're going to be back with regular episodes in another couple weeks. I'm not going to get too detailed because I don't want to spill the beans, but it's going to have some music provided by our good friend Chris Fox.
Very cool.
So we hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed interviewing.
I'm sure you did. I'm really glad that you enjoyed that. That takes something off of me. Now I don't have to do interviews. Bob's the now Dying Scene Radio interviewer.
How did I
of
get
choice.
roped into this shit?
I don't know. So keep an eye out for our next podcast. That should be coming to you a little bit later on this month. And also, we're going to be going to Punk in Drublic Fest. What is that? Late October, early
Yeah,
November?
that's going to be on October 28th. That's a Saturday in Huntington Beach. They're calling it the Punk and Brew Craft Beer and Music Festival. And it is sponsored by Stone Brewing from Escondido, which is a San Diego County brewery.
That's pretty good.
It is. The tickets, I forget how much they are. I think they're about $50 right now if you grab
I think
them.
so. And they said the first 3 hours was
Until
free beer?
4 o'clock, you get free
Free
beer
beer.
tastings.
You can't
Which
beat
is
that.
insane. People are going to be hammered.
That should be interesting.
Yeah, so-
hopefully they're all passed out by the time the main acts come up and I can get some good shots.
So the main acts, we've got No Effects playing that night and Bad Religion. We've still got Me First and the Gimme Gimmes, Goldfinger, Strung Out, Ignite, The Dickies, DI, and more. And we know,
more.
Guttermouth is going to be playing
That's right.
a VIP show. So hopefully I can go in and snag an interview from them. They were supposed to be my first interview, so I'm well prepared for that.
There you go. It's probably better. You probably want to get a few under your belt before you go
Right?
talk to Guttermouth.
Right?
So maybe it worked out for
I
the
mean,
best.
and it was to be expected. I chose to interview Guttermouth, and they wanted me to interview them after they played. I mean,
I'm sure
we
that
all
would've
know
been
where
great.
they were.
I'm sure that would have been great. We'll get them, though. We're going to get you guys. You can run and you can hide. We probably are too lazy to find you.
Right. We also got another festival coming up here in San Diego. It's called Ye Scallywag Festival. So if you guys are down in San Diego, hit that up. You've got Pennywise headlining that with Me First and the Gimme Gimmes again. The Vandals, Lagwagon, Strung Out, The Adolescents in Western settings. They're always fun to go see.
Always.
And that's the week before, Saturday, October 21st, and that's a craft beer festival as well. So if you're not in Los Angeles and you're not going to go, or the Orange County, go to the Huntington Beach one, head down to the San Diego one and catch that.
Really good job house cleaning, Bob.
Yeah.
You really wrapped that up with a nice little bow.
Thank you.
It's almost like you're a professional.
Almost.
Almost. We're
But
getting
nowhere
there.
near it. Nowhere near it.
All right, that does it. Let's close out with Channel 3. That was the first band we saw when we went into the festival.
Yeah.
They've got a new album up. They've got a new album out called Put 'Em Up. This one is Model Citizen. Until next time, comrades, stay safe.